Session 2, here we go. We're going to walk heavy. In session 2, what I want to talk about is the fact that like is important. Love is important, but like is big. You ever see people that are old and get divorced? They don't get divorced because they don't love each other. They get divorced because they've stopped liking each other. And so I understand that love is awesome, but and here, I've got it in here. Love is great, but what happened to the like? Love is great, but what happened to the like? What happened to the friendship? What happened to the thing that made us like each other? We have to find the like. As I said earlier, it's possible to love somebody and not like them. Here's the challenge. Write this on your line under session 2. What women like versus what men like. What men like versus what women like. Write this down. The challenge is this. Men and women like different things. What men like, what women like, not the same. What men like, that makes them say, wow, I really like her. It's not just that I love her, but I really like her. Because if I like you, I want to take you somewhere. If I like you, I'll talk to you. If I like you, I'll take you on vacation. If I don't like you, I don't want to be around you. Gentlemen, women have a sex drive, but really, they need to like you. It's just an obligation unless they like you. They want to like, you need them to like you, not just love you. That like is big. And men and women like different things. Now, I'm going to share with you what men like, and then I'm going to share with you what women like, and the way they have a tendency to be opposite of one another. Ladies, I want you to know that everything in this list of what women like is stuff my wife put down on the list. My wife normally, when I do this seminar, she's sitting right here with me with her fine chocolate self. As a matter of fact, my wife, and I was talking to Bishop, to Prophet about it, because my wife does her own seminar. She just did a seminar called Wives and Wives to Be. She had 2,000 women at this, almost 2,000 women at this seminar called Wives and Wives to Be. It's pretty powerful. But so I said to her, babe, give me 7 things. So she gave me 7 things that women like. I'm going to tell you what men like, and I'm going to tell you what women like. Now, if you don't like what the women, the part about what women like, you have to take that up with her when she's going to come here next year. You'll have to fuss at that black girl when you see her. I'm going to tell you what men like. I'm going to tell you what women like. I'm not saying this to be fair. It is what it is. Life's not always fair. Sometimes things just be what they be. Never going to really have a relationship trying to find out what's fair. You just have to find out what's life. Marriage and relationships and dating and family, it's not always about fair. It's about what's what. It's about what's real. It's about what works. As a woman, you're going to find some stuff that you're going to be like, it's not fair. As a man, you're going to find some stuff in which you're like, yeah, but why are women that way? That's just how they are, dude. Why men got to be like that? It's just because that's who they are. And you can either fight against it or you can understand it and use it to your advantage. What men like, what women like. I'm going to give you 7 of them. I'm going to go through pretty quickly, and then I'm going to talk about sex. Sex is going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about. So don't move. Don't move. You don't want to miss the sex part. Any kids in here are going to have to get out. It's TVMA. Showtime, HBO, here we go. What do men like? Number 1, you can write it down. Men on one side, women on the other side. I'll give you each one. Number 1, what do men like? Men like beauty. Men like beauty. Sorry, but men are visual. Men like what they see. If they see it and like it, they like it. A man will do business with someone cute before he does business with somebody scary. Businesses understand this. They put somebody cute right there at the reception desk. They put somebody cute. A cute person, a cute woman will sell. My God, I've walked in to buy my wife a purse, and if the girl's too cute, I might buy 3. There's just something about beauty we like. If you just want to be a mess, eventually your man will stop liking you. He may love you because he got kids with you and he got to love you and he feels stuck with you. But he won't want to take you nowhere because he don't want to be seen with you. If you're with your man and he don't never hold your hand, it's because he don't really want nobody to know he's with you. He don't even hold my hand, right? Because you're like, that's why he ain't holding your hand. I wouldn't want to hold your hand neither. He's walking a few steps behind you so folk don't really know he's with you. I don't know who this is. Come on, Jason. Come on, Jason. I'm here. Because men like the visual. Men are moved by sight. Men like what they see. Women, gentlemen, women like depth. Depth. They understand that you're visual, but they like a guy that's deeper than just what's on the outside. They want a guy who got enough sense to know it ain't just about the outside. So that their conversation has some swag to it. Because women are moved by the conversation with swag. Men are moved just by sight. If the hips walk by, we ready. Before I came here, I was getting ready to get on a plane, come to Ghana. Look at all this beautiful chocolate. And so I'm packing up. I looked at my girl, and, she's packing stuff, and, she was packing. And so as she was packing, I put the suitcase on the ground on purpose. So she's bent over packing. And I just said, look what the Lord has done. And I just slid on up. I just got real close just to see what God had done. She turned around and she said, what are you doing? I said, what do you think I'm doing? Surely the Lord is in this place. She said, honey, I'm trying to pack for you. Then I realized I had to say something deep. I'm already there. I'm already ready. But she's just like, and I had to say, but girl, I was just thinking about how I'm about to be in Ghana. I'm not going to see you for 5 days. I can't hardly live without you. I can't. All I do is think of you, think of you. I don't know what I'm going to do. And she was just like, oh, my God, oh, my goodness. Why? Because women want you to have some depth. They want you to say something. Ladies, am I telling the truth? Say something. I want to hear something sweet. Gentlemen, you want to know one of the things I say that's sweet, that's kind of deep? You have your girl, and she got on makeup, and then sometimes she don't have it on. Now, you can clearly see the difference. Where's the dudes? You can clearly see the difference. But sometimes when she has it off, I'll say, when did you put your makeup on? And she's just like, oh, my goodness. Because that depth, that swag. Am I talking truth? It's that swag. It's you got something to say. What happened to dudes who knew how to talk? Number 2, second thing that men like privacy. Write it down, ladies. Men like privacy. Men don't like everybody in their business. Men don't like everybody knowing all their stuff. Men don't like everybody, who you on the phone with, who you talking to, who you telling about my business. Don't be telling your mom what's going on with me. Don't tell your sis what's going on with me. That's what's happening with me. That's one of the reasons why men don't want their wife to be able to testify against them in a court of law. They don't want a woman to be able to say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. Just keep my stuff private. One of the worst things that can ever happen is for a wife to have to expose to a counselor or a pastor what's going on in the marriage. Whenever I sit down with a couple and the woman has to do that, I'm always like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because the dude's a little bit upset that you done told his business. Gentlemen, the way around that is to tell your own business. Be honest, because if you make her expose you, then it makes you not like her. Ladies, not only do men like privacy in terms of keeping their secrets, but men also like a certain amount of private time. Meaning, come when I call, otherwise have a life. You understand? Men want a woman in the house, but not necessarily right up under them. I want you around. I want you to come if I call you, but I want you to have a life. Because some privacy of just being by myself is nice. I can't be your only best friend. A dude who wants to be your only best friend is insecure. He don't really know who he is. He's trying to control you. He don't really love you. Because a real man, it's cool with you doing what you do as long as you come when I call. Women like accountability and community. Women get nervous when you don't talk to nobody but yourself, dude. They want to know, who do you answer to? Who are you accountable to? Do you have a father? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a bishop? Do you have a pastor? Do you have someone that can say something to you? Because if they're going to submit to you, then you need to answer to somebody. Somebody should be able to tell you something. Women want to know, what kind of community do we have? Is it us? Is it just you? Men like privacy. The challenge of it is that women want a certain amount of community and they want a certain amount of accountability. They're kind of telling not just because they got a big mouth, but they're telling because they think you need help. Now, you want her to be private, but if you had some accountability, then she may keep your secrets a little bit better because she knows, if nothing else, you have a friend that will tell you the right thing. Number 3, the third thing that men like is men like fun. Men like flexibility. Men like it when a woman's just fun. Men like it when women are just down for anything. Like, sure, I'll go there. What you want to do? Yeah, you want to go climb a mountain? Sure, let's go. What do you want to do? Yeah, okay, let's go upstairs. What, you want in an elevator? Okay, let's get in. Men like a woman who's down for just about anything, flexible and fun, trying something different, trying something that's not always the same. Men like that. They like a fun girl. We understand that deep inside you as a mom, and we understand you have 2 children, and we get it that you was with babies all day. But if you want us to keep liking you, you got to be down for something different. Because if you get too boring, I'll stop liking you. Got quiet on that one. Number 3, that's the third thing. Third for the woman, 3W. Women like a man's man. My wife wrote this down. A man's man. Somebody that's a worker, somebody that's a fixer, somebody that's a protector. Women don't want to be with somebody that they're not sure if he's really a man. That might be cool for a friend, but a woman don't want some dude who walks quick. A woman wants a man who walks with their leg. They don't want nobody switching with them. Women want a guy's guy. A man who can protect, a man who's got some sense, a man who can fix some stuff, a man that's got a work ethic, a man that will work more than one job to do what they have to do. Women like that. That's what they like. That's what they respect. Number 4, the fourth thing that men like. I'm moving on because I'm trying to get to sex. Hallelujah. The fourth thing that men like is men like service. Men like benefits. Men are asking, what do I get with this membership? And I sign up for this membership, what else do I get? What extra do I get? What comes along with it? If I give you that, what comes along with it? What benefits do I receive? What do I get? Can I be king in my castle? Men like to know that there's some service that's going to go along with this. Be fine, but can you serve? Be fine, but can you obey? Men like obedience. Men like it if you just do can you just do what I asked? Challenge of women is women are so smart, and you're moving on both sides of your brain. You're so intelligent, you're so articulate. Well, I hear you, but what I was thinking is, and then you change what I wanted. Can you just do it how I asked? Women, the fourth thing that women like, my wife wrote, is that women like men who are considerate and helpful. She's like, it's funny that you put service and benefits because women want the same thing. Women want a man who's considerate. Women want a man, they like a guy who, sure, there's things I want or need, but I also understand you got a job and you just came from work and you just got the baby, and so I'm considerate of that, and I want to help you if I can help you. Gentlemen, women like a man who's like, yeah, I'll pick the kids up. Yeah, I got it. What's going on? You tired? Sure, no problem. I'll help. Because there's a consideration. That's what they like. They like a certain amount of consideration, a certain amount of understanding, a certain amount of assistance. Number 5, the fifth thing that men like. Y'all getting this? Y'all with me, right? Y'all still there? Fifth thing that men like. Men like rational, unemotional communication. Men like rational, unemotional communication. Under that, right, men like people, particularly women who can be reasonable. Sweetheart, if all of your communication is emotional, it eventually becomes manipulative. You can't just manipulate me with your tears. You can't just manipulate me with your anger. You can't just manipulate me with, can we be rational? Can we be reasonable? I want to meet your mother. When I was single, I wanted to meet the mama. I felt like the mama is a glimpse into what my tomorrow will be. Girl, if you single, you can't just get yourself together. Get your mom together too. Both of y'all gonna have to get it together, because I think a guy's gonna look at your mom and be like, if I see your mother and your mother is a mess, and I say, your mom's. If you go, I can't believe he said that that's my mother, that emotion is manipulative. Can you be honest and be like, yeah, I know my mom has let herself go, but that's not going to be me? Can you be reasonable? Because men like reasonable, rational conversations. Men even like that with other men. If I start talking to a guy and he becomes overly emotional and irrational in the conversation, I know he's been raised by women. Number 5, My wife said this. My wife wrote 5W when it came to the rational, unemotional communication. My wife said, yeah, but women like thoughtful conversationalist. Women like conversation that is intelligent and thoughtful. Women like it when men listen. This is very, very difficult for us, ladies, because we're looking at all the goodness and we're not really listening. But gentlemen, women like it when you're listening to them and actually have a thoughtful conversation with them. We don't want emotional, irrational conversation. They don't want distracted, barely paying attention, barely listening conversation. Number 6. Y'all still with me? The 6th thing that men like commerce. Commerce. C-O-M-M-E-R-C-E, commerce. When I say commerce, I mean men like if A equals B, B equals C, then A equals C. Men like that. Men like that exchange. Men think flowers equals appreciation. Appreciation equals sex. That means flowers equals sex. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. If flowers make you feel appreciated and appreciated makes you give it to me, then flowers must mean you give it to me. Men do things with that exchange in mind. When I buy flowers, I'm thinking, oh, it's on. Because I'm thinking about that exchange. And so as a result of that exchange, I have this confidence of, yes, there's an exchange. And if I can rely on that exchange, then I'm more consistent with it. And I like it. I don't like it if I'm guessing. My wife said, yeah, but women like, 6W, my wife said, women like romantic exchange. Meaning that women like an exchange that's just about the thought. And just about the romance, and just about the caring. It can't always be about sex. Sometimes it's just being romantic, she said. She said, honey, I know that's what you're thinking, but women like it if a guy's just being romantic. Because romance is a big deal to women. And they just want to feel like there's a romantic thing that happens. Meaning that if they do things consistently enough for you, gentlemen, then your response will be romance. We expect sex as an exchange. They expect a night out, something different, something unique, doing something with them you wouldn't normally do as the exchange. And then number 7, and the seventh one are close together, is that men like priority. Men like priority. Men like to be first. Write it down, ladies. First. First. Now we know God is first, but after God, we want to be first. We know them babies come in here and they jump above us for a little bit, but at some point we got to push them little people back into their place because I want to be first. Men like to feel like they're a priority. They like to feel like they're first. My wife said, yeah. She said, honey, and for women it's very similar. Women like exclusivity. Women want to be your one and only. They're not interested in sharing you with anyone else. That makes women uncomfortable. It's one of the big differences between us. If I come home and my wife says to me, she comes home and she says, honey, this dude was trying to hit on me at the grocery store. I always want to know the details. I'm like, oh, really? What happened? I'm like, girl, you still got it. Because you don't want nobody that don't nobody else want. I'm thinking, yeah, that's right. He said, what'd he say? What'd he say? I can't believe he said it. What else did he say? A man who's really secure isn't necessarily bothered as long as he didn't touch you. Did he touch you? As long as he didn't touch you. He could try to talk to you as long as he didn't touch you. Women don't like that. You come home and say, man, this woman was trying to talk to me. Who? Where is she at? Where is the, where her house? Where we go? They're not interested in any competition. They want to feel like my wife put in her notes, no other woman before me. She put it in caps. She wants to be the only one. She wants to be first. She don't even want my mama to come before her. I don't know about here in Ghana, but this is a challenge in America because there are so many single men, so many men who are raised just with single mamas, and their mama's a very important person, and now it's like they get a wife, and it's kind of like their mom versus their wife, and women want to feel like I'm number one, even over mom and them. That's session 2. Put your hands together if you got session 2. We good. We good.